Hello. So today for our fifth grade worksheets, we are going to be starting off with multiplying decimals. So to give a quick explanation slash overview on how to multiply decimals, what you basically do is just multiply the numbers, ignore the decimals for now, and after you get your whole product, you're going to count how many decimal points there are in total for the numbers, between the numbers, and that is how many times you're going to move to the left for your product. So it sounds a little confusing. Let's try number one. So we're going to ignore the decimals and we're just going to go for 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And what we're going to now look at is how many decimal points there are. So we see 1, 2, plus 1, which is 3 places. So we're going to move 3 places to the right. So 1, 2, 3. Put your decimal point there. So your answer is 16 thousandths. Or you can just say 0.016. Let's try one more. Number 2. We're going to ignore the decimal. 7 times 6 is 42. We see that there's 1, 2 places moved. So we're going to go 1, 2. 1, 2. And your answer is 0.42. Next, multiplication. So this is a lot more easier probably than multiplying decimals. However, this does have bigger numbers. So it's just multiplying. Number 1, obviously, anything times 1 is just that number, which is 5,086. Let's do number 3. So the easiest way to multiply, if you obviously don't have a calculator, is to align it. And you're just gonna connect. So you're gonna first do 5 times 9, 5 times 5, 5 times 8, and 4 times 5. However, you have to, it's kind of like adding, if there's any extra tenths, you're gonna have to move it over. So 9 times 5 is 45, and you're gonna have to move the 5. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 4 is 29, move the 2. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 2 is 42. And 4 times 5 is 20. 20 plus 4 is 24. And that is your answer. Division. Find the quotient. So once again, there's big numbers, so the best way to divide such big numbers is to align them. So let's try number 5. 3, and then we're gonna do it like 4, 6, 9, 8. And you have to see if 3 goes into each numbers no matter what. Unless it's like obvious, like let's say this 4 was 1. But obviously it is not. So let's try it. So 3 goes into 4 once, and then we're gonna 3 times 1 is 3, so we're gonna subtract 3. Next, we're gonna have to bring 6 down. You could bring the 9 and 8, but it could get confusing, so I like to just bring one number down. And then 3 goes into 16 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. You minus that. 1. Bring 9 all the way down. 3 goes into 19 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. You're going to bring the 8 down again. And then 3 times 6 once again is 18. Minus 18, you get a 0. So your answer is 1,566. Adding and subtracting, it says find the missing numbers. Some of them might be easier, some of them might not be. So let's try number 2 first. So this one, we need to find a number here. We don't know. However, the only thing we do know is that it has to be much bigger than this. Because if this question mark was to be smaller than 3082, that would not work. So we basically have to treat this question mark as a variable. It's like x. We have to find out what x is. In order to find x, you got to isolate. How do you isolate? You add 350 to both sides. And then you get x, which is the missing number. And then you're just going to add. So 2 plus 0 is 2. 8 plus 5 is 13. And the 1, 4, 3. And yeah, so x equals. And your missing number is this. See how it's much bigger than 3082? And how did you do that? By adding. So let's try to do one with subtraction. Let's do number 3. So obviously, this is quite simple. It's a quite simple process. All you need to do is subtract these two numbers. So let's do it. Since 2 minus 3 doesn't work, we're going to have to do a 10, 7, 9, 4. Bring another 10. We're going to do 9, 7. So with subtraction, you were able to find 7,949. I hope that made sense, and thank you for listening.